In this next section, we'll look at how psychological factors can affect your game. Watch this clip and note how the athletes use psychology to improve performance.
One of Britain's top sports psychologists, Dave Collins, spends many hours preparing athletes for the pressures of competition. His main field is weightlifting, and for them, the high-pressure area is the warm-up room.
Within the warm-up room, each of the athletes is having their own psychological battle with themselves. They're trying to get themselves ready, get their brain in gear, whilst resisting all the intrusive thoughts and other problems which their brain's cropping up for them.
Stephen Ward is the best weightlifter in his weight class in Britain. He weighs in at 83 kilos, just over 13 stone. This bar holds well over twice his own body weight. It's as much as he's ever attempted.
The peculiar thing about weightlifting is you have to take a weight you've never lifted before in your life. You've got to throw it up in the air. You've got to go underneath it, never for 1 minute doubting that you're going to lift it. And that takes a particular sort of determination.
One thing that's essential is to be able to concentrate solely on what the body needs to do and block out everything else that's going on. That's something Stephen Ward has been working on with Collins.
I'll walk up to the bar, place my feet, get myself in position, and then it seems just I go onto automatic pilot. I'll just go through the lift without actually thinking about it.
I mean, he's a good lifter. Yeah, it's inevitable that somewhere in his brain there's a program for a perfect lift. Yeah, now all it is getting that lift, that program to execute without things getting in the way. I mean, you're concentrating really well at the back.
The technique Collins uses to make that happen is called visualization. He gets Ward to watch videos of his best lifts and to picture in his mind's eye what it felt like to do them.
And you're thinking feel, yeah?
Yes, yeah.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Okay, that's excellent. Now let's just consider that. You're saying picture yourself. What you're doing, you're seeing yourself from outside, or you're saying right now I can feel...
It's more of a physical feeling rather than stepping out of my body and picturing myself doing it.
That's excellent.
It's more than a physical thing.
Right, what next?
The idea is that the video becomes associated in Ward's brain with the feeling of actually performing a perfect lift. So that after a while, just watching the tape before competitions will prime him to go out and lift at the top of his form.
Okay. Yep. When he's preparing for competition, he can watch a video which has got a number of his good lifts on. So he gets used to watching a number of good lifts. Now, unfortunately, they're not too keen on you taking video recorders and TVs into the warm-up room. So what we do is we put some music with it.
The plan is that just as the video pictures can prompt Ward's mind to carry out the perfect lift, so can the music that goes with them.
The music and the tape become associated. So basically when you put the music on, that sets up the program. The program runs right for him. If he thinks, oh my God, I must do this, or even worse, I mustn't do that, then that's pretty good at making it happen. So the worst possible thing is that he could think, oh, I mustn't do this, because imagery is immensely successful at making him do it. For sports like weightlifting, the execution of the lift is best accomplished when someone is almost thinking nothing. Now that's total control. They haven't thought about what they've done, they've just gone in there and let the autopilot take over. The thoughts that they get can intrude on that and can prevent them executing what they've spent years and years and years practicing.
Your state of mind can affect how well you perform and your ability to acquire the skills needed to succeed at your sport. A skill is something you have to learn or acquire. It has a result that can be anticipated, such as scoring a goal or throwing a javelin. When done well, it's done with maximum efficiency, and what's more, the most skillful players make the hardest things look easy. There are two types of skill, an open skill and a closed skill. So what's the difference? An open skill is one which is affected by external factors. It has to be adaptable to what might happen. A goalkeeper's skill is open because he has to react to the unpredictable movement of the ball. A closed skill is the opposite. With a closed skill, the performer can produce a controlled and repeatable performance as it's not affected by things going on around the action. A swimmer's skill is closed because the performer is hardly affected by the things happening around them. The pool and the water are predictable, and the swimmer's skills can be controlled and repeated. So how does your brain work when gaining a skill? When a skill is performed, the brain processes information in 3 different ways. Input is everything you see, hear and feel. The brain then takes in all the information it's received from the senses and makes a decision on how to act. Output is the action taken as a result of the brain's decision. And feedback is the response to the output, for example, whether or not the action was successful. So see if you can answer this question on skills. Skills can be divided into open and closed skills. State which of the following are open and which of them are closed.
He was clean-shaven and he was totally bald, so a change of image has certainly brought him a change of fortunes. A big, big throwing qualification, and that's a massive throw in the final.
Schmeichel comes and claims. Still Steve Bruce hops around occasionally on one leg, but he's still on.
Will be their last game for England. Sadly, after 18 years between them of senior netball for the international team, they'll retire after these games.
If there was one event that was going to put pressure on the ankle, it was going to be the high jump.
Just down the left, gently does it, Colin. And tap in for a 69. And victory.
The key points you need to know for your exam are: know the difference between open and closed skills. Understand how performers use visualization to mentally prepare for competition. Be able to explain how the brain uses input, output and feedback when performing a skill. You can always find out more on the GCSE Bitesize PE website. Get online at www.bbc.co.uk/revision.
Concentration is very important to have good concentration on the court, or strange things can happen if you're not concentrating.